Ex-WWE superstar arrested for attempted murder. Tony Khan makes a small little purchase. That in our main event, talking AEW Revolution. This, of course, is just another effing podcast. Hit the music. Coming to you live from the effing Worldwide Media Studios, located in parts unknown. It's just another effing podcast. Holy guacamole, and welcome to episode 10 of season 2 of Just Another Effing Podcast. We are still on the air. Apparently, the higher-ups in effing wrestling were like, you guys just go nuts. We're taking off the handcuffs. I, of course, am one half of the greatest wrestling tag team podcast of America, of the world.
Of Canada.
I am the JFB and Canada. I'm JFB, James from Boston.
And I am the patron saint of professional wrestling. I'm that gingered up, bubbly son of a bitch. I'm Canada Dry, damn it.
Oh, yeah. We are joined for our Revolution picks. We're joined by an AFW. He is a stalwart of AFW. This man cuts promos like butter through, like a knife through butter, so smooth, so quick. We, of course, are talking about the baseball loving, the Coop. What's up, Coop? How you doing?
What's up, JFB? It is Coop, and I'm a part of the league faction in AFW. And remember, if you're not in the league, well, then I guess you're just not in ours.
Ah, well, plug for AFW, my friends. Oh, yeah.
Well, I got the AFW shirt going today, the golden rule.
Yeah, the golden rule, do unto others. That is our golden rule. So we got a lot to go through today, but let's go through. Well, let's go. You know what? Let's go to our first dark match, and that, of course, is the news. Oh, it's the news. All right.
JFB, on Wrestling with the Paranormal, we've been doing a Walter Cronkite voice for this segment.
I have a cold, so everything's going to sound like Walter Cronkite at this point. So if you had Ring of Honor in your cart or on your wish list in Amazon, here's the deal. Tony Khan has already bought it. That's it. Ladies and gentlemen, one and done. Tony Khan has bought Ring of Honor. Now, we don't know to the extent of which this is going to be done. If it's going to be a kind of like an NXT for them. If they did it for just a tape library because of a streaming service. We don't know. So, Canada Dry, take it away. What do you think about Tony Khan buying Ring of Honor?
I think it's absolutely great for wrestling because it makes Ring of Honor legit. It makes AEW more legit. You now actually have an AEW Hall of Fame that they've already, because they're establishing the ROH Hall of Fame.
Yeah. And
I think eventually what they're going to do is they're going to change it into an AEW Hall of Fame.
Okay.
And just consolidate it. I just like it for all the indie wrestlers everywhere to have another place to come.
Absolutely. Coop, what do you think about Ring of Honor and Tony Khan?
I think it's a really good purchase from Tony Khan. As we've seen AEW grow over the past couple of years, we know how intelligent Tony Khan is when it comes to pro wrestling. So with this purchase, I believe that it's not only going to elevate AEW, but it's also going to elevate Ring of Honor to a new level. We're going to see a lot of new talent, a lot of old talent, and a lot of the AEW talent hopefully go over there and compete. And it should just be a good thing altogether for the entire pro wrestling community.
Yeah,
Coop,
absolutely.
You know what I like? You know what I like most, Coop? I like
What's
that the production value of Ring of Honor is going to be really up there with AEW owning it.
Right.
It literally looks like it's done by a high school AV, a bunch of AV students. So I'm excited. I mean, I'm a huge Ring of Honor fan. I've been a Ring of Honor fan probably since 03, 04. So not right when it started, but really close to it. I'm excited because the tape library itself is 20 years old. You're talking 20 years of Ring of Honor, and you're talking about the beginnings of Punk, Danielson, Christopher Daniels, who looked fantastic against Danielson on AEW Dynamite. I mean, it literally is just.
So they're around the same age as TNA Impact Wrestling?
They are, yeah. They both started in 2002. So let's get to our next little bit of news. Ex-WWE superstar and former UFC fighter Cain Velasquez arrested for attempted murder when he shot someone who sources say may have molested a family member of his. While I don't condone molestation, I'm not big on just shooting people at random. That's the reason why you have a police force and detectives and a court system, so that this can be taken care of. No vigilantes, but it's not looking too good for Cain Velasquez. What do you guys think?
Well, you always get that person that says, if anyone ever touches my kid, I will rip their balls off. I will do whatever it takes. I will kill. And, you kind of get it, like from their perspective. Yeah. But they're kind of taking themselves out of the picture when they do this vigilante stuff.
Yeah. Coop, what do you think about Cain Velasquez and his 6-shooter?
Personally, it was a minor who was in the reports that was molested. So on one side, I kind of agree with the JFB. I don't condone what happened. That's why we have the law and the police. But on the other hand, like, that's a family member. And for somebody to go off and do that, like, you want to take action. You feel those emotions. You want to take action because of how messed up that situation is. So a lot of people are, starting, hey, free Kane. So I guess we'll see what happens in due time.
I hope he gets a slap on the wrist. I hope he gets community service.
Or probation or something like that.
Yeah, just something to say, hey, don't do this. But,
Yeah. So there was another firing or another we wish you good luck in your future endeavors at the WWE. Lisette Pineda, if you don't know who she is, it's because she works in the front office, but she is the manager of global talent strategy and development. She is also an assistant to Triple H, which kind of raises the question, how much longer do you think Triple H is going to be in WWE? Does he get his thank you for your service and here's a gold watch, or does he walk away? What do you guys think about Triple H, the writing on the wall for Triple H?
Well, the thing is, if you're capable of firing your son, anyone can be fired.
Oh yeah,
anyone, literally anyone. So they always have a backup in Shawn Michaels to be more of a yes man than possibly Triple H.
Yeah. What do you think?
I think Triple H will stay around for a little bit longer. Kind of see how pro wrestling as a whole continues to evolve. He might get let go at some point. I wouldn't be surprised if he did. Like Canada Dry said, if your son can get fired, then anybody in the company can get fired. So it's a possibility. It can happen. I guess we just wait and see how long until it does happen, if it does.
All I know is Triple H is probably paring down his desk to maybe one picture and a couple of pens, so he doesn't have to move as much when he gets the axe. So speaking of WWE, no storylines currently for Asuka, who's been medically cleared to return, Bayley or Alexa Bliss going into WrestleMania. So the question is, you have 3 of the best women in that division. with no storylines, and who knows if they're even going to be at WrestleMania. What are you guys' thoughts about the trio there? Coop?
Oh, yeah, go ahead, Coop.
Okay. Put them in a triple threat match. Have them have a story. Have them all have a storyline together heading into WrestleMania. If you don't have anything creative for all three of them, right there is an answer to that problem. Asuka, Bayley, Alexa Bliss, they're all very good talents, very good wrestlers in WWE. And for you not to have them as a part of one of your biggest pay-per-view of the entire year, something says that about WWE for them not to include them, especially when they're healthy, when they're ready to wrestle. They just don't have anything for them, you know?
Yeah.
I don't understand that statement when they say that. You don't have anything for this wrestler. Because, like, how many writers do you have? Like, assign a writer to every wrestler and you have something for them. Yeah. I don't get it. Is it just that Vince McMahon doesn't want these writers assigned to these wrestlers, or what is it? It's confusing.
Yeah, it's confusing. Scott Hall, we wish him good luck in a hurry up to getting well again. He actually took a nasty fall and broke his hip. It's something about seeing wrestlers in their later years breaking hips that makes me feel super old, you know, because I'm creeping up on the big 5-0 in September, and last thing JFB needs to do is get a slip and fall and break a hip. But yeah, Scott Hall, we wish you the best of luck and you know, get back in the shape and hurry back. Joanna Gargano, huh?
I was just thinking like of that ladder match that he had. How like does that kind of stuff impact you later in your old age, that this takes times off your life bump card?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
All the chair shots and everything that you go through. Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Every time a chair shot hits your head, you lose 1 or 2 brain cells that may affect you if you get into politics, or may let you slip and fall and break a hip. We don't know. So Joanna Gargano, celebrating his kid's birth a couple weeks ago, came out and said he's not expecting to wrestle anytime soon. And I don't blame him. I mean, he can punch that dance card in wherever he wants to go. But, you know, you only get the first birth of your first child once in your life, you know, so let him live it up. And, you know, he's probably smart with his money. He probably saved a lot, so he doesn't have to wrestle all the time. I'm excited for it. What do you guys think?
Like that when wrestlers do this, he's just getting out of the big wrestling factory in WWE.
Yeah.
And he just needs, they need to take that break for themselves, for their family, to recombobulate, if you will, what's going on in their brain and their soul and everything, and just kind of reset. And I'm sure we'll see him soon, if not in AEW, Impact, or Ring of Honor.
Yeah. What do you think, Coop?
Yeah. I kind of agree with you, Canada Dry. That's one of the things I kind of think is nice about the 90-day no compete clause with WWE is, yeah, you don't want them to compete for somebody else, but at the same time, when you get released or when you get fired, you have that time to, all right, I was just in WWE. This was my schedule. It was brutal, or it was good to me. But if it was brutal, you can sit down and be like, all right, now I have 3 months to rest. I have 3 months to work out. I have 3 months to get my mentality in the right.
Yeah, you're kind of forced into it, right?
Yeah, get physically better in shape. All right, now I'm ready to go back out there. I look better. I feel better. I'm going to be a better wrestler because of this. Now let's go into a full force.
Like, you know, a perfect example of that is Buddy Matthews. Like, the guy just got ripped. There's muscles on muscles.
or even Braun Strowman. Look how much fat he had on him, and now you can see he's just shredded from head to toe. So it's good to see. And like JFB said, you know, you only get to see the birth of your firstborn once in your lifetime. So it's good that Gargano took that time to be there and has taken the time to look after his wife and kid. And so I hope that wherever he goes is what he feels is best for him.
Yeah. Also, it doesn't hurt that and during that 90 days, you're still paid by the WWE. So you're still getting a nice paycheck in your direct deposit every other week or whatever they get paid. So supposedly the dirt sheets have been. Thank you, man. You're right. Justin says I don't look 50. I look about 30. You're going on my Christmas list, buddy. You're getting a
Kick a little more ass, Justin.
JFB getting the rub, baby. Talks with WWE and Cody apparently have fizzled. I've said it before. I've commented on it as well. It's conjecture at this point. Who knows where Cody's going? Who knows if they even have talked until Cody shows up and appears at some promotion. Who knows what's going on? So, what do you guys think about the dirt sheets talking about the talks between the WWE and Cody are fizzling?
As soon as Tony Khan bought Ring of Honor, everyone switched their story on Cody.
Yeah,
so he is going to be running Ring of Honor and doing an invasion angle or something like that.
Yeah.
And people are like, oh, talks of fizzle between WWE. How predictable, But, I think that just like you said, until Cody shows up somewhere, let's just enjoy it.
Yeah, absolutely. What do you think,
Coop? I've seen people go as far as to call it Roads of Honor, just for just for the simple fact that he's that Tony Khan bought this. So now we can bring Cody and he can run it. But until he ends up being somewhere, kind of like Bray Wyatt, we haven't seen him anywhere. People still talk about him. We haven't seen Cody anywhere. People still talk about him. So there's no problem of him being relative anywhere. So I think that we should just enjoy the ride, and until he shows up somewhere, just enjoy it.
Yeah.
Totally agree. All right, one last bit of news, and that is this. For those who listen to the Pat McAfee show, he had Vince McMahon on. Vince McMahon talked about a lot of things, including he talked about not listening to the internet wrestling community as a whole because there seems to be a lot of hate. Blah blah this, blah blah that. The one thing that caught my eye and caught my ear was Vince McMahon is going to be the one that inducts The Undertaker into the WWE Hall of Fame. I personally am offended by this. I don't know how Taker's taking it, but I get it. I've said it before. Undertaker doesn't make my Mount Rushmore, which shocks a lot of people. He is, however, the greatest gimmick that wrestling has ever had, but certainly the greatest gimmick that Vince McMahon has ever created was The Undertaker. But what are you guys' thoughts on Vince McMahon being the one to induct Taker into the WWE Hall of Fame?
I think that, just like you said, it's the greatest gimmick of all time. And who made this gimmick?
Yeah.
Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
Yeah.
And that is why he's inducting The Undertaker, because he takes great pride that he created the greatest gimmick of all time.
Yeah.
And so I think it's a pride thing for Vince McMahon rather than anything else.
Yeah. What do you think, Coop?
Who else are you going to have induct The Undertaker into the Hall of Fame? Some people have suggested Kane.
Yeah.
Well, they were a tag team for X amount of years. Not from the beginning, though. Brock Lesnar. He did.
Oh, that would have been bad. I'm glad that.
Yeah, that would have been horrible.
Right. He did end the streak, but that still wouldn't be a good fit. Yeah. So who are you really going to have induct him? I think that is one of the only and probably the best choice because, like you guys said, Vince did create The Undertaker. Yeah. So it's only fair for something that he created to be ended on his terms.
Yeah. You bring up good points. It sucks that Paul Bearer is not around because that would have been the logical choice.
I completely agree.
Have Brother Paul induct him. So
I still think Brett would have been a good choice.
Brett would have been a good choice.
Brett's a good choice for everything.
Yeah, Brett's a good choice.
We're good friends.
When in doubt, always select D, Bret Hart.
Yeah.
That is, on our multiple choices, he's always D, Brett, and always choose D. So. All right, well, that's our news. We have one more dark match. It's a new segment we're introducing here into just another effing podcast. And that, of course, is the joke of the week. which we have an intro for. Son of a bitch. Yes, we do. We have an intro for the joke of the week.
All right.
The joke of the week. That cost us about $450,000.
Is that Justin Marchesini pulling down the string there? In that?
So let's get to our Joker of the Week. It is George Penning. He is a fan of the show. He's a friend of the show.
Le Disciple.
Huh?
He's Le Disciple.
Yes, he's Le Disciple. So let's hear our Joke of the Week.
What's going on, AFW? It's yours, mine, ours, everybody's favorite North American champion here, Le Disciple, with a joke for you, or rather, a story. And it goes like this. One bright morning in the middle of the night, two dead boys began to fight. Back to back, they faced each other, pulled their swords, and shot each other. A deaf policeman heard the noise and came and arrested those two naughty boys. If you don't believe me, ask the blind man. She's seen it all. But that is not what you should be worrying yourself with right now. You should be worrying about the fact that Hector is going to be running 3 Honda Civics with spoon engines. And Nas, on top of that, he just came into Harry's and bought 3 T66 turbos and a Motec system exhaust.
I'm lost.
It's more of a riddle of some sort, but that's okay.
Hey, that's not bad. If you have a joke of the week, my suggestion is go to effingwrestling.com, go to our social media sites, get in the messenger, friend me, friend Canada Dry, and send us a clip of your joke, and we will play it. We'll play
Send it to us however you can.
Yeah, send it however you can. There's email addresses. There's all kinds of stuff. So, all right. Well, we got our joke of the week, I suppose, and we got the news. So let's get to the main event, gentlemen. This is the main event of the evening. Man, that Buffer, he is awesome. I'm so glad we got him on.
Or the other Buffer? Which guy is that?
It's the other Buffer. It's the UFC Buffer.
Okay.
So, because we can't afford the $1.5 million for him to say, "Let's get ready to rumble." We can't afford that, but we can afford the $600,000 for this is the main event.
Right.
So this Sunday, today, or yesterday, if you're listening to us on Monday, we are on the precipice of probably one of the most important pay-per-views for AEW, and that is Revolution. It's a stack card. And to be honest with you, being in a prediction league like the three of us, we do predictions and matches for our prediction league based on pay-per-views as well. This is no exception. I will temper this with saying that just because I'm selecting someone on here does not mean that the JFB has selected that person in the prediction league. So I don't think you're going to get upper hand on the JFB. Ain't going to happen. So let's get to our predictions. I'm going to record them.
Hold on, look at this. I predict
Coop eats the GM's dust. Look at this. All right, we're already putting promos on the podcast.
Oh,
dally.
So in the past,
Dallas, you don't want me to turn the hat back when you get all serious.
Yeah, you've done pissed off Coop now.
In the past, JFB and myself have made wagers. We haven't this time. I've ripped his pocketbook so bad in the past that he's got moths flying out of there.
He's taking my damn social security checks.
I'm giving you a break this pay-per-view, and we're just going to do this for honor alone, okay?
All right.
Next pay-per-view, we'll get another bet going.
Yeah, definitely double or nothing. I'm going double or nothing with Canada Dry. So let's get to our buy-in match, and that is going to be Hook versus QT Marshall.
Coop's gonna kick his ass.
Oh, Coop, we'll let you go first, brother.
This one, I believe that Hook is going to continue his path of dominance over QT. he has shown over the weeks, Hook that is, that he has the crowd behind him. Everybody loves him. The fact that he's Taz's son, so everybody knows that he's pretty well trained.
Yeah.
And he's shown it in the ring too. So this match should be entertaining, and it should be a fun little match for Hook and QT as well.
Let's
Canada
add
Dry.
something to this match. Let's add how many minutes does Hook win? Go ahead.
All right, let's do it. How many minutes do you think Hook's going to take to beat QT Marshall?
Let's see. We got 3 matches on the buy-in. The buy-in's an hour until the pay-per-view. So this match, I'm going to say, takes about 10 or 15 minutes.
Okay. Canada Dry, you're next. Who are you going to go with? You going with QT?
No. I'm going with Hook in 5 minutes.
Hook in 5? Okay. You know what? I'm going to go with Hook as well because I'm a huge Taz fan. I was a Taz fanatic in ECW. I was a frequent caller into his show on CBS Radio. I love Hook. I think Hook is pretty awesome. I'm going to go 4 minutes. I don't
come
think.
on, you Bob Barkered me.
I'm going to go with 4 minutes and 59 seconds. Damn it.
$1.
I'm going to go with 4 minutes. I don't see it lasting that long. I see him. I would love to see him do the Kajamaja Hey, the submission move that Taz uses, the Taz submission. Our next one is going to be legit Layla Hirsch versus Chris Statlander.
Yeah, you go first this time.
Oh, I go first?
Yeah,
Oh, well, I'm going with
Stat. We'll change it up, right? Each person
Yeah, I'll change it up. I'm going to go with Statlander.
Why do you think Statlander's going to win?
Here's the reason why. I like Layla Hirsch. She's really competitive. I think it's the time is right now to start building Statlander as a legitimate contender for either the TBS belt or for the women's championship. I think she's at that point. She's at the acme right now of her career in AEW where they need to either sink or swim with her. I think they put her over Layla. It's going to be a good match. It's going to be a tough match. But I think Statlander takes it because even though Sheeta showed up on Rampage, and obviously Sheeta's going to be in that conversation, she's going to have a program with Serena Deeb. That's going to last a while. This is a good way to get Statlander to slide her in either against Britt Baker or Thunder Rosa.
I'm really liking this feud between Hirsch and Statlander because it's a secondary, or it's not a secondary. It's like a third string feud in the women's AEW, and that's great for the women's division because it's giving a lot more people able to fight. Even what's her name? Straight Out of Your Mama's Kitchen got to shine in this feud. So
Red Velvet, yeah.
Red Velvet, yeah.
So yeah, I'm going with Statlander. If she doesn't win, I'm going to be heartbroken, literally, because that would be a bad booking if Stat doesn't win.
Yeah, I agree. Coop, who are you going with?
Honestly, I'm going to go with Layla Hirsch with this match, simply because a lot of the fans know of Chris Statlander. Not a lot are aware of Layla Hirsch's talent, and with turning Layla heel, I believe that you can show more serious with Layla by beating a well-known or a known name in AEW. So with having Hirsch beat Statlander, it kind of continues her heelness on, kind of gives her a step up in the women's division, and it makes her look like a legitimate, legit Layla Hirsch.
Yeah.
So you can see Bowser's comments there on the screen.
That's so wrong. She's not winning. How do you know that this is actually what I'm going to predict? Maybe I'm just saying that just to get you to think something else.
Yeah. See, not just because we're predicting does not mean this is what we predicted in the leagues. When you guys are playing checkers, the three of us are playing chess, damn it.
The other thing I like about this is that Layla Hirsch did a promo with the Jersey accent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad that she's breaking out the Jersey accent and just it's so much better. Possibly maybe put her in Team Taz eventually.
I would love to see her.
That'd be a good fit for her.
And Team Taz, absolutely. Let's go to our third
female Taz.
let's go to our third buy-in match, and that's going to be Andrade Matt Hardy and Isaiah Cassidy versus Darby Allin, Sting, and Sammy Guevara.
That's not it.
Oh,
No,
what is
that
this?
got moved.
It's the House of Black
trios
versus-
match.
Oh, okay. Well, let's go with that one then. Okay, my bad. Let's go House of Black. So it's going to be House of Black, which is Buddy Murphy. See, it shows you how much
Buddy Matthews.
the JFB pays attention to what's going on. So House of Black versus Death Triangle +1. So we're going to have Malachi Black, Brody King, and Buddy Murphy.
Matthews.
Buddy Matthews. Thank you. I am stumbling here. I don't care what they say, man. Dayquil gets you loopy. It's taking on Death Triangle, which is the Bastard Pac. I don't know what he's calling himself.
Penta something. I know that.
Penta La Muerta.
Obscuro something.
Zero Mieta.
Penta Undertaker.
Yeah. and Eric Redbeard, a good friend of the Dark Order's Brody Lee. So who we going with? Canada Dry, you go first.
I think House of Black wins this.
Yeah.
Just because they need to solidify that they are a dominant force. Redbeard maybe takes the pin. I don't know.
Maybe. I'm going to go with House of Black. Only because here's the deal. I love Malachi Black, but I'm a huge mark for Brody King. I love that Buddy Matthews is with them. I think that trio certainly solidifies them for a trio championship at some point if that does happen. And imagine the war between them and Death Triangle once Ray Phoenix gets back. But I'm going House of Black. I think Redbeard I think he eats the pin as well. So, although he might get his arm broken, Penta's gone back to breaking arms again. So, Coop, who are you going with?
This match, it could go either way. The talent in this match: Malachi Black, Buddy Matthews, Brody King, Rowan or Redbeard, Penta and Pac. You know what? Just to disagree with you guys, I'm just going to go with Death Triangle and Eric Redbeard.
Awesome, sweet.
I like what Joseph Graham is saying here. Redbeard doesn't fit with them. That'd be cool if he joined House of Black.
That would be cool. He'd probably have to dye his beard black. You know, he'd be called Eric Blackbeard in the House of Black. All right, let's get to our main event, if you will. Let's see. So we got let's start with the TBS Championship. Oh geez, there we go. Dallas is talking smack. This man is radio silent for most of our podcasts, and today of all days, he decides to start.
Well, you heard his opponent was coming on, and he wanted to get it up for him.
He can talk all he wants, but at the end of the night, he'll be crying his tears when I'll be the new GM of AFW.
I'm gonna send Dally some Kleenex through Amazon since I can't.
I don't think wiping his face would be the reason that he'd use them for, though.
So let's get to the TBS Championship.
That's the joke of the week. Come on.
That is the joke of the week right there. Let's get to our TBS Championship. It's going to be Jade Cargill versus Tay Conti. Coop, you go first. Who you taking?
I'm taking Jade Cargill. Even though personally I want to see Tay Conti win. Jade has been on a great streak. She has improved a lot from her first match with Shaq against Cody and Red Velvet. And she's shown pure dominance in the women's division. And she's starting to show that she can keep up with people who have been in the business for 5, 10, 15 years. So with how much she's improving, I say that we keep the belt on her and keep her a nice long dominant streak going, maybe up until Double or Nothing or even until All Out.
Yeah. That'd be sweet. Where you going with, Canada Dry?
I'm going with Jade Cargill as well. This is going to be the worst match on the card. This will be a bathroom break a little bit, but I hope that they prove me wrong and steal the show.
Yeah.
Because these two are just too green to to be together. I wish that somebody more experienced was in Tay Conti's spot.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I would have said solidly that Jade Cargill would win. It would be 100% surety that she would win. But Tay Conti attacking her on Rampage made me start thinking that maybe Tay Conti has what it takes. Not so fast. No, she doesn't. What the hell am I thinking? Please.
I thought you were going to go. Are you marking all these down so we can brag about?
Oh yeah, I got them all marked down, baby. You have no idea. Not so fast though. Jade Cargill, that woman, her hair was green. Now it's turquoise. So, but it's green for money because she is money, and that legitimately is going to be the undoing of Tay Conti. Let's Tay Conti stick to what she does best, with basically plain and simple. Joe Smith, you're an idiot.
Read it before I put it up.
Yeah, Jade Cargill is going to win, no doubt about it. Let's go to our next match. It is the trios match. It's going to be Andrade, the Idolo. Oh, geez, Dallas. Matt Hardy and Isaiah Cassidy versus Darby Allin, Sting, and Sammy Guevara, the TNT champion. Who are we going with? I'll go first. I'm going to go with. I mean, I think it's pretty simple. It's going to be Darby Allin. I don't see anybody else. I don't think if I thought that maybe Andrade or Matt Hardy were legitimate TNT championship contenders, then I could see them getting the win and starting a program with Sammy Guevara. But, you got to have Sammy, you have to put the champ over at some point because after the ladder match, he's got an opponent pretty quick. So I'm going with Darby, Sting, and Sammy Guevara. Yeah, that's what I'm going with. What a goober. Jeez.
That Coop is going with all the faces. What a goober.
Yeah. Jeez. All right. Coop, who are you going with?
Pick face.
We're gonna go with it's Sting and Sammy and Darby. I feel like Matt Hardy's gonna pull another let's leave during the middle of the match and leave you two to your own business. I'm just gonna walk away, especially with the reports of Jeff Hardy gonna be backstage or maybe even debuting Wednesday on Dynamite. So we'll see how the storyline plays out. It's actually been a pretty good development with the AHFO. Giving that power to Andrade, which will help eventually free Hardy from that faction to be with his brother.
Yep, absolutely. Canada Dry, who are you going with?
Yeah, I think this is the perfect opportunity to end Jeff Hardy's time with that faction, and it's his swan song, as you would say, with them. Yeah, I'm going with Darby, Sting, and Sammy.
Sweet. All right, we have a triple threat tag team match for the tag team titles. We are talking Jurassic Express, Red Dragon, and the Young Bucks. Canada Dry, you got the pick. Go for it. Who are you taking in this triple threat for the tag team titles?
It would be so cool if Red Dragon won the tag belts.
Oh, yeah.
At the pay-per-view. But I don't think it's their time yet. I don't think Jurassic Express has held the belts long enough. I think they will retain because Red Dragon and Young Bucks can't focus and they end up screwing themselves.
Yeah. I'm going to go with Jurassic as well, probably for the same reasons. Honestly, I would love to see the title match be between Young Bucks and Red Dragon and let that go on for just months and just let them get at each other's throats. But I think the problem with them is what works. The fact that they are faux friends and are frenemies, I guess you could say. I like that. I like that combative nature between the two of them. Yeah. Are they friends? Are they going to screw each other? What's going to happen? We kind of started seeing the small amount of foundation built on that when Red Dragon screwed the Young Bucks to win the first tag team battle royale. So I'm going with Jurassic Express just because I think at this point they're transition champions. I think until we can get a dominant tag team, especially maybe with the Hardys showing up at some point, that's what I'm going with. Coop,
Coop, what does your cat think? I want to know what the cat thinks.
Chef, what you think? Who's gonna win? No? Okay. He's uninterested. He's like, just get me out of here.
He's as indecisive as Dallas is.
Oh,
no, one for the JFB.
I'm gonna go with Jurassic Express also on this one. Like you guys said, with Red Dragon and the Young Bucks, either working together, not working together, unsure of their dynamic. I believe that this will kind of start the whole war between Young Bucks, Red Dragon, with Adam Cole. When do we see Kenny Omega return? Because that's going to be a huge part of that as well. So I think that Jurassic Express will retain, and we'll go from there.
Yeah. All right, let's get to our we have to bleed together to be together. That is right. The Bryan Danielson versus Jon Moxley match. I think this is going to be the match of the night. Out of just pure talent alone, you're talking about two of the hottest people in AEW right now. Coop, you go first. Who are you going to pick? Bryan Danielson versus Jon Moxley.
All right, this may be an unpopular opinion, but for this pay-per-view, I think this match is going to end in a tie.
Oh,
and
okay.
I say that because you have two very talented wrestlers who they say, if you're going to be with me, bleed with me. Well, what better way to not only protect each other than to have it end in a tie with them both bleeding? If you have Mox win over Danielson, all right, you could say that you didn't beat me. I don't want to be with you. Danielson beats Mox. All right, well, that's an easy. All right, well, I beat you. Now you join me. If it's a tie, that shows that they both can compete at the same level that they want to compete at while bleeding, while saying, all right, we did this together. We couldn't beat each other. So if we couldn't beat each other, now let's work together.
Wow. That's diabolical.
That makes good sense.
Jeez Louise. Holy cow. Now I got to rethink my pick. Canada Dry, I got to take a minute here. I'm vexed.
Okay, you take a minute. I think that since Mox never got the win over Bryan Danielson, that this is now his opportunity to get that win that he never ever got. So I'm going Mox by a hair. He gets it. Daniel Bryan can afford his second loss at AEW.
I think the same thing. Mox is just coming back from rehab. He's fresh. He's not worn down. Danielson doesn't need another win over a bigger name to make him go further in that company. He's already at the tippity top at this point. I like the draw. I mean, that makes a lot of sense. I wish Coop was booking for AEW, for God's sake.
I would be happy with that outcome.
Oh, yeah, I'd be happy with a draw. But I'm going to go with Mox, too. I think you can't saddle Mox with a loss so close to him coming back from rehab. But, yeah, I think it's very close. I think it's a schmoz finish. Somehow Mox gets the win, and then they kind of shake hands, hug, whatever, or take a blood oath by smashing each other's foreheads together. I have no idea, but that's what I think is going to happen. So let's go to our favorite guy, Y2J, Chris Jericho, taking on the Mad King, Eddie Kingston. I'm going to go first. This is a no-brainer for me. I think this has potential of being match of the night as well. It's going to be Eddie Kingston. They've built up the storyline where Jericho talks about how he's gotten so close to winning big, and then he can't get over that finish line. I think they're setting it up perfectly. Great storytelling. I'm going to go with Eddie Kingston. I'm going with Eddie Kingston. Who's next?
You're supposed to tell us who's next.
What the hell? Canada Dry, you go next.
All right. So this reeks of Jericho wrote this story for the two of them.
Yeah.
It's all Jericho's idea because it's very similar to the program that Jericho had with Dolph Ziggler in the E.
Yeah.
You can't win the big one. And the strife between Inner Circle. I think that Jericho takes the pin and starts getting beaten up after the match. And who comes to make the save? But Proud and Powerful.
Interesting. Okay.
Do they make the save, or do they continue to attack with Eddie?
I don't know, but I think that they're there to help Jericho.
Yeah. Coop, who you going with, brother?
On this one, I'm going to go with Eddie Kingston as well.
Yeah.
Ever since I've seen Eddie Kingston in AEW, I've actually loved the way he talks on the mic, his style, his don't care attitude. Just I'm me. That's me. That's what you're going to get, and I'm going to be the toughest SOB that I can be. So I think with the storyline with Jericho saying, "Oh, you haven't, you can't win the big one," I think works pretty well because that, in an essence, fits Eddie's entire career.
Yeah.
So using that real life aspect of the story really helps Eddie, and if he wins, it just helps him go from here up to here.
Yeah, absolutely. Jericho wins with some bubbly. I love Eddie Kingston. I wasn't super aware of him before he really started wrestling in AEW. I kind of seen him in highlights on YouTube and stuff like that, but I love his work style. I love the way he works. So it's a no-brainer. Let's go to our Face of the Revolution ladder match. The winner will receive a TNT championship match. We have, of course, the Keith Lee, Powerhouse Hobbs, Ricky Starks, Orange Cassidy, and last night or Friday night, Christian Cage won to go to be the sixth person. Who goes first? Coop, you go first.
I think this is a perfect opportunity for Wardlow to win this match. The storyline between him and MJF and the entire Pinnacle, especially on Wednesday, we've seen Max slap the crap out of his face.
Yeah.
Showed him, you work for me, not for this company. And with Wardlow getting that shot, it just builds that storyline further with MJF, so to where he can be like, all right, since you won, I'm taking that title shot and I'm going to fight for the TNT title, or you take it, and if you win, the belt's mine, So there's so many different outcomes for this, but I definitely think that to continue to build Wardlow, he wins this match.
Yeah. I agree. Originally I thought, this is a great platform for Keith Lee. But again, he's limitless. He doesn't need a title shot right away. I think, he's more geared towards the heavyweight championship than the TNT championship. I like Wardlow. I think, I think what's going to happen is that somehow the Pinnacle are going to somehow interfere in this match, or at least try to help Wardlow, at least Sean Spears, and it might cost him. And he makes a last-ditch effort and wins. But yeah, I'm going Wardlow, winning it all. So Canada Dry, what the hell? Who are you going with?
I'm also going Wardlow, but what I'm going to do here is I'm going to give you the scenario of what happens next.
Okay.
So MJF takes the opportunity away from Wardlow, wins the belt off Sammy, and then Wardlow manages to break free from MJF's clutches. They have a match at the next pay-per-view, and your new TNT champion is Wardlow.
Wow. Maybe you and Coop should be booking AEW.
Booking master.
You guys should be booking WWE. That's for damn sure.
Had a creative over here.
So let's go to our women's championship. We have, of course, Britt Baker, DMD. She is going against Thunder Rosa. I will go first. I am picking Thunder Rosa. That is right, ladies and gentlemen. I am going with Thunder Rosa. Nothing against Britt Baker, but I think she's doing amazing work. This is the best work she's ever done. But I think it's time for Thunder Rosa and get some other people in there. Let Britt Baker take a month or two off. Let her kind of recuperate, kind of get back, settled up, and then she can come back in and be in the title picture again. Well, I'm going with Thunder Rosa and Canada Dry. You're number 2. Who are you going with?
Everyone knows I'm not a fan of Thunder Rosa, but she is a hell of a wrestler.
Oh, yeah.
She does a great job. She's right up there, 1, 2, or 3 in AEW as a wrestler, and I respect that. I'm going to say Rosa wins.
Yeah.
Until Serena Deeb takes the title off of her.
Yeah. Yeah. It's due time that Serena needs a title. She doesn't need a title. She deserves a title. Let's put it that way. Coop, who are you going with? Britt Baker, DMD, or Thunder Rosa?
As much as I've loved the Doc's title run, her heel, how she became a heel and really truly embraced that character. It's been fun to watch her, but I definitely think that it's time for someone new to hold the title and have a new run with it. So I'm also going to go with Thunder Rosa.
All right. So now we come to one of my favorite gimmick matches of all time. This brings me back. My all-time favorite being, of course, Greg the Hammer Valentine versus Roddy Piper. We're talking about a dog collar match, down and dirty, gritty. Both men are not going to walk out of this alive. Canada Dry, you go first. Punk versus MJF, Maxwell, Jacob Freeman. Who in hell are you picking?
I'm fully expecting that this match will be the best on the show. MJF is a great talker, but he's also one hell of a wrestler. And I'm wondering if they're going to try and copy some of the old school stuff. And I wonder if you'll get those split screens like you did with Bret Hart with CM Punk. Yeah. I wonder, CM Punk likes to do those callbacks.
Yeah.
And I think that's great. With great respect for the wrestlers of the past. But yeah, I'm going firmly with CM Punk on this. He needs to take the W.
Okay. Coop, who are you going with?
Like you were talking about Canada Dry, the callbacks. If you go back and watch Wednesday, a little bit of MJF talking, and then when they showed on Rampage, Punk talking backstage, both were callbacks to a couple of promos that Punk did back in Ring of Honor.
Oh,
so it was kind of cool to see that. I think this match, like you said, is going to be probably the match of the night. It's going to be brutal. There's going to be a lot of blood. It's literally going to look like both of them are beating the hell out of each other. I think that MJF wins this one, honestly, and it's going to be a shock. It's going to be a shock to everyone because they're going to expect, all right, MJF won the first bout between MJF and Punk. Now MJF beats Punk again. Oh, well, now this is getting interesting. You know, is Punk going to continue to go after MJF if he beats him again? Are they going to have a best of 3 if Punk wins? So it'll be interesting to see where this goes from.
Wow. Here's the deal. I love this match, and this match is probably going to go down as the greatest match of the year. That's how assured I am that this is going to be. This is going to be a 1.0 on the Muda scale. We're talking buckets of blood. They might drop blood from the ceiling onto the just to add to the effect of this violence and blood. I'm a huge Punk fan. There's no secret. I'm a Punk mark, have been since I saw him in Ring of Honor. So, people would say JFB is going with Punk. Not so fast.
Oh,
MJF It's the crafty veteran with the wobbly knees versus the young and upcoming upstart. I'm going with MJF because the JFB's half Jewish, and by God, you got to root for the Jew in this one. I'm going with MJF, damn it. Oy vey. All right, let's get to our main event. This is going to be the main event. We are talking Hangman Adam Page, the champion. Matty Hawkins. You're right. This match is going to be sponsored by the Red Cross. I suggest if you can go donate blood for the MJF and CM Punk show because they might need
They're
it.
going to need it.
Yeah, they're going to need it. They're going to need a transfusion. Please donate blood if you can. Hangman Adam Page versus Adam Cole. Coop, you're the guest. I'm going to let you go first. Championship match. Who are you going with?
This match has the potential to be match of the night as well.
Yeah,
the storyline with weird.
The storyline that they have behind it. Adam Cole has yet to receive a singles loss in AEW, if I'm correct. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Nope.
I don't think he has. I don't think
singles loss yet.
Yeah.
So with the way that AEW produces their talents when they bring them in, they usually have them win a lot, and in the big match, all right, that's your first loss because we've built you up, you're credible. Now you can lose to the champion to show that the champion needs to continue the story. So I think here, Hangman Page wins. Would an Adam Cole title win be nice? Yeah, but I think it's a little bit too early. Maybe later on down the road when Kenny comes back, maybe Kenny can either be a two-time champion or Adam Cole can be a champion, and then that would really start the war between Cole and Red Dragon with Kenny and the Bucks.
So you're going with
I'm going Hangman.
Hangman Adam Page. I'm gonna let you go next, Canada Dry. I've been tossing and turning about this.
Yeah. There's no doubt in my mind that Hangman Page wins this. You see what I did there? So yeah,
I like that. That was good. I was writing already.
So yeah, Adam Page wins. It's too early in his title reign to lose it. I think that he'll at least hold it for one more, until the next pay-per-view.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I like Adam Cole. I'm a Ring of Honor mark. So when I see Ring of Honor alum doing well in other promotions, it makes me happy. I love Adam Cole. I love his swagger. I love the fact that he's dating Britt Baker. They're like the it power couple. How great would it be if Britt Baker retained and Adam Cole won? And you have that storyline of the two of them holding hand in hand with a belt around each other's waist.
Holy
cow. Oh, that's gorgeous.
You talk about us being part of creative. I think that deserves to be in there as well.
Wait. What if the three of us our own AFW real life promotion?
Yeah, I'm telling you. But hey, you know what? I know we gotta find some money, people, because there's a good chance maybe down the line we make AFW something legit and real and get
Nothing Wrestling presents AFW Wrestling.
AFW Wrestling. But so I love that storyline, but it's not going to happen this Sunday. That's a storyline for a future where the two of them are, they have a fake wrestling wedding, and then Adam Cole's a champion. They have a fake wedding, and then it gets interrupted by his next contender for the belt. But it's going to be Hangman Adam Page because, in all honesty, I don't think he's the best champion that AEW has had.
You almost said AFW.
I almost said AFW, damn it.
All the time.
Got AFW on the brain. He's not. I don't think he's been the best champion. The storylines are rushed, if there's a storyline at all. They haven't really. I mean, like Lance Archer shows up a week and a half before the big pay-per-view, and they fight, and then they have a match on the paper, on Dynamite or whatever.
I was loving everything with him and Bryan Danielson. I think that would have been a better pay-per-view match. To just kind of end that like that, but whatever.
Yeah, I think I think you need a legitimate contender, someone who fans can get behind to dethrone Adam Page, and that's Kenny Omega. I think Omega's been the best champ that they've had. I love Kenny Omega as a champion. I would love to see him be the first legitimate 2-time AEW heavyweight champion. That's why I'm going with Page, because I have a feeling at Double or Nothing, we're going to see a title change hands. So now we got.
Do you know who the next AEW champion is going to be? Any clues?
I mean, it could be. I think it's going to be Kenny Omega. I really do.
What about you, Coop?
If it's not Kenny Omega, I'm going to say it's going to be MJF.
Yeah.
MJF would be. You got to have a heel taking that belt away. So MJF could be a good choice.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, yes. MJF looks good. I'm Coop's answer.
Yeah, I really like MJF. I would not have a problem with MJF being
MJF winning it would be almost perfect.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
And I think that when MJF does win it, I think that you make him the longest AEW title holder, especially because of how well he's able to talk, be a heel. You got to really have a face that somebody's behind to be able to beat MJF. I believe that until they build somebody up that big of a face value, you keep that belt on him as long as possible.
Alex Haney, yawn.
The salty one himself.
I wonder where he's been. He's got to have agreed with at least everything we've been saying up until this point. If we start talking about Stone Cold Steve Austin, he'd already be punching in. So, go Miz. All right. So now that we got all the matches out of the way, I want to have your thoughts overall. About, do we see a surprise signee? Does someone surprisingly show up? I'm going to go first, and I'm not going to go with the traditional Bray Wyatt or Wyndham Rotunda. It's been done to death. God knows, me and Canada Dry have been saying he's coming. I think Swerve Scott shows up. I think Swerve shows up. I think that's going to be the big surprise. I don't know how they're going to fit him in, where they're going to put him in, but it'll be interesting to see. But I'm going with Swerve. Anybody else want to take a guess? Coop, who do you think is going to show up that is not previously signed?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I thought you said Aaron.
That's okay. One of the things that AEW does sometimes with their people that they bring in is start or continue previous outside storylines that may have been personal. So I think in this scenario, the possibility of Cesaro showing up after the Eddie and Jericho fight, because Eddie and Cesaro have some real life beef that I think would be perfect to show on screen. So to have that, to bring him in and for him to either interfere in the match, or after the match, if Eddie wins, Cesaro comes out and they just stand in front of each other or they start to fight. I think that would be a pretty good pickup for AEW.
Sweet. Canada Dry, who are you going with, brother?
Swerve is definitely going to show up in AEW. Perfect person to show up, if you ask me.
Yeah. All right.
Charisma up the yin yang.
Oh, yeah. That guy oozes charisma. He oozes machismo, if you will, as Scott Hall with the broken
As
head.
our fallen friend says.
Yeah, as our fallen comrade, Scott Hall, will tell you with a hip cast.
Do you remember those commercials? I've fallen and I can't get up.
Yeah, I hope he had a medical alert. I wonder if it went right to Diamond Dallas Page's cell phone.
Other news, our friend Buff Bagwell is checked into the accountability crib.
That is true. Yes, he is. He's checking in. I was going to add that as an afterthought into our news, but yeah, Buff Bagwell is going to Diamond Dallas Page's accountability camp.
He's so good. I'm so proud of him.
Yeah, hopefully he's going to get the help he needs, both physically, mentally. We wish him the best. We had a blast having him on the show, and that's our show. That is our show, episode 10. We talked about the revolution, if you will. We had some great comments. Guys, if you've not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do. It's youtube.com/effingwrestling. You can get on there. You can watch us live. You can interact with us. God knows we might even talk to you, comment to comment. Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan is not going to show up in AEW. I can promise you that. But if you want to interact with us outside of our podcast, here's how you do it. You go to fnwrestling.com. That's www.fnwrestling.com. You go down to the very bottom of the homepage. It's all our social media links. A link for AFW, for FN Wrestling, for Just Another FN Podcast. It's got our YouTube link, our Twitter accounts. It's got everything. It even has Canada Dry's hidden OnlyFans account where he shows off.
Put that up.
I put it as a secret link. If you can find it, good luck to you. But yeah, subscribe. If you don't watch us, you can get us every Monday. As you see, of course, Canada Dry and me are sporting our Live the Gimmick and the Golden Rule shirts. Where do you get those? I'll tell you where you get them. Coop's got an AEW shirt, but you can still get it at the same place. It's ProWrestlingTees.com. That's right. ProWrestlingTees.com/effing wrestling, where you can get all your shirts, all your merch. We have it all. You name it. We're a t-shirt company that happens to just do a podcast and run a prediction league. That's what it comes down to. My God. So effingwrestling.com or prowrestlingtees.com/effingwrestling. Get yourself an effing shirt. Well, it's funny because Hulk Hogan, of course, was mentioned by Alex Haney. He invoked the name of Hulk Hogan. So did Hulk give you any predictions for AEW Revolution? Does he even watch AEW?
He's kind of pissed that he's banned from AEW. So he wanted his own little segment on the show where he could talk shit about AEW. I'm like, no, we're not doing that. This is a prediction show. So I was on the phone with him, believe it or not.
Oh wow!
And when I said that, he hung up on me. So talks between Hulk Hogan and effing wrestling have kind of faltered. Yeah. So that is
fizzled out.
It fizzled out like Cody.
Fizzled out, yes. So that is effing wrestling 821. Hulk Hogan 0. Canada Dry out.
This has been an effing worldwide media production. You can find us on Twitter at All Effing Wrestling or at Effing Podcast. You can also find us on Facebook at facebook.com/effing wrestling. After that, why don't you go ahead and throw a T on your back? You can find us on the Pro Wrestling Tee store at prowrestlingtees.com/effing wrestling. You can find all this at our new website, effingwrestling.com. And as always, have a great effing